Hello, everybody. Welcome to TLDR podcast, where we talk about sports and whatever random thing Eric wants to talk about. Well, in this case, I mean, it's whatever random thing Alex wants to talk about too, but that's besides the point. Today is Monday, July 13th, which is a little weird because we typically record on Tuesdays, but sometimes life gets in the way. You know, people have vacations, dads have birthdays, and we also have a fancy baseball draft tomorrow. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah.
That being said, it's a Monday. So how was everybody's weekend? Anybody do anything fun? Eric, we'll start with you.
No, I didn't really do much. I golfed, but there's nothing worth mentioning about that. But I did looking at our Instagram post, it was great. I just saw some dude just immediately targeting Tyler on the fantasy football quarterbacks. He said, "Who the fuck is Tyler? We're gonna have a talk." And he's freaking out about Dak Prescott. It was fucking great. Classical Cowboys fan freaking out, but I just love that he picked Tyler of all people.
He's crying because Dak Prescott hasn't even been signed yet, and he's running out of days.
Yeah. Probably.
Haters gonna hate, man. I don't care.
Tyler, how are you doing, man?
I'm tired. Literally spent the last 3 days driving cross country. Started in Florida. Just got back to California today. So yeah, I'm a little tired, but hey, we're here, ready to go. I showed up for you guys because that's how committed I am to this podcast. So,
wow, you're welcome. Step up, guy.
Yeah, exactly.
What a guy.
You showed up late. Wow.
Of course he did. Let it be noted, he was 20 minutes late to this.
Better late than never.
Podcast.
Better late than never.
Late to a podcast.
Alex, how you doing?
Dude, I'm good. Good weekend. Took the dog to the beach for the first time. Figured out he could swim. That was big news.
That's a good
yeah.
thing.
He just went. He just went for it, and I was like, "Oh fuck! If he doesn't know how to swim, that's a problem." But he figured it out. Yeah.
I cannot swim. You're right. Thank you for that. Telling my secret to the world over there.
That's impressive. I feel like it's hard to not know how to swim.
Dude, I'm good. Had some fun playing some golf on Saturday. Then we watched some fights. That was pretty fun. But hey, the NHL signed a long-term CBA. We're gonna have hockey for 6 more years without a stoppage. So it's kind of a big deal. First time in the last two deals that we don't have to deal with a stoppage. So I'm pretty excited. And we're going to the Olympics in the next 2 Olympics. So we're gonna see a Connor McDavid Crosby match team up. So that'd be pretty exciting.
Love that.
Team USA, bro.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the one time that I'm actually gonna say fuck you, Connor McDavid, for scoring against the Americans.
I mean that Team USA, Team Canada gold medal game. That was what? What year? What it was like 2012 or whatever it was.
That was 2010.
2010. That was one of the best sporting events I've ever watched live in my life. So I'm very excited for NHL to be back in the Olympics again. That's going to be awesome.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll just keep talking about hockey over here as Tradon gives us his first segment. It's the NHL play-in round Western Conference edition. Tradon, take it away.
All right, here we go. So August 1st, that's when hockey's back. 5 to 6 games a day. So we're going to be watching so much hockey throughout the first, first week and a half of, return to play between the round robins and the play-ins. But we're going to focus on the play-ins because I don't think the round robin is really that much worth to talk about. I don't even think they're really going to play hard, to be honest with you. They're already in, so they don't give a fuck. So let's start out. Let's see what the matchups are. We got Calgary Flames 8th seed against the Winnipeg Jets, the 9th seed. On our post, we said the Flames in 5, but I just want to know, Tyler, just off the cuff, what is your feeling about these teams before I kind of break them down?
Yeah, I think the West, this is going to be a good some good matchups there. I think that Jets Flames one is going to be pretty close. I honestly was kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
I honestly picked the Flames because I had picked all Pacific Division teams before that, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go all Pacific Division teams. That's really the only reason why. But I can see that series going either way. I think those are two very evenly matched teams. So that should be a good one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Let's break it down. On the offensive side, the Flames have been kind of all over the place. They're ranked 20th in goals per game, but they have the firepower, and they and they've proven that. They have Johnny Gaudreau up there, Matthew Tkachuk, two guys that kind of are the young lifeblood of that team. And the last actually month and a half of the season, between February and to the stoppage of play, they were earning the most goals 5-on-5 of any team in the NHL. So they were hot coming out of February. The Jets ranked 17th in goals per game and have some solid names, Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, Kyle Connor, Patrick Laine, and Nikolai Ehlers. The bottom six are going to be huge X factors, I think, for that offensive side. What do you think of that? What do you think of that kind of breakdown, Eric? Who do you think's got the edge on that side?
Well, I'm biased and I hate Calgary Flames, so I'm going to go Winnipeg. But I've also liked Winnipeg these last few years. They remind me of the Kings a little bit in the playoffs. They got a lot of those big guys. They're tough. They could score goals. They could score gritty, greasy goals, yes, which is something you need in the playoffs. But I think it's going to be huge that they don't have Dustin Byfuglien, the Jets.
Yeah.
He's a big dog. He's won a cup before. He's been around. I don't really know what's going on with him, but it's going to be a big loss to not have him on the defensive side. And not only that, he just bashes dudes in the boards.
Yeah.
Like that game versus Vegas where he just picked up two players and it looked like a mom picking up two children from fighting each other when they're kids. But I think right when that series starts, it's going to be a little disordered and just fast paced out of the gate.
So.
Lots of goal scoring.
I disagree with that, man.
Huh?
I disagree with you with that. I think Connor Hellebuyck, I think he's an elite goalie, man.
Oh, absolutely.
922 percentage. Guy's insane.
Absolutely.
If he was a team on his own, he'd be the top ranked save percentage team.
Bouncing off that, James, to be honest, I think that the defense, and going back to what Eric said as well, the defensive side of the Jets is questionable.
Even with Hellebuyck back there.
No, the defense is questionable.
The ones in front of him,
that they're good.
Exactly. But
the only reason that they're good is Connor Hellebuyck, which is why I think that the Flames will win, because there's only so much that Hellebuyck can do. The Flames actually have a strong. So I'm going to bring up some analytics. 5-on-5 stats, on Corsi stats, which actually kind of dictate, who possesses the puck more. The Flames typically possess the puck more than half the time during their games. That's not going to really help a team that can't play defense. And again, Connor Hellebuyck can't do it all. So I think that's kind of a wrap. I don't think that the Jets are going to be able to handle the Flames, but it's going to be very close. I think you're right, Tyler. It's going to be a 5-game series for a reason. It's kind of a crapshoot. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I picked the Flames just because I think Johnny Gaudreau is probably a top 10 player in the league. He's probably my favorite player that's not a King. And I think with what we were talking about, and with Hellebuyck, he can only do so much. It kind of reminds me of the 2015, 2016 Kings, where Jonathan Quick was still elite, but the defense in front of him was kind of lacking. And he, sure, you give up 50 shots a game, but eventually some of those are going to squeak in. Hellebuyck's going to have to be almost perfect. And he could just go on a tear and carry that team a lot further than we think. But I had the Flames in 5. I think there's just they're a little too much. They're more balanced than what the Jets are. I think the Jets are very top heavy, and I think that balance will eventually win out in 5 games.
I would agree. And I think that everyone and their grandma hopes for the life of hockey that the Oilers and the Flames play the actual playoff round together, because that would be something that this league needs. So moving on, let's look at the Vancouver Canucks 7th seed versus the Minnesota Wild 10th seed. We have the Canucks winning in 4. So to open this up, Canucks rank 8th in goals per game, but rank 18th in shots per game. So they've been efficient, but they're lacking possession. And the Corsi numbers kind of show that. But they do have some firepower. I mean, Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser, Bro Horvat, they lead the charge. And then they have some vets, Joey T. Miller, Tyler Toffoli, and his buddy Tanner Pearson from the Kings. Our Kings fans here will recognize those names. They're also getting a lot of help from their defensive star, Quinn Hughes. He has 8 tucks, 45 apples, 53 points. That's a solid season for a young defenseman. Kind of been a huge, help up front there. The Wild's really only been led by Kevin Fiala, who's had a bounce back season. I mean, they're getting some help from their vets, Eric Stahl, Zach Parise, and Matt Zuccarello, but I think that they're going to need some more help on the offensive side, in my personal opinion. They do have better 5-on-5 stats, and so they are possessing the puck more statistically. But if you can't put the puck in the net, it doesn't really matter. James, what do you think about the offensive matchups there?
Well, I think the Canucks will definitely take that offensively. I was looking at the stats earlier, and the Canucks are number 3 in power play goals with 57, and then the Wild are the bottom third, then ranked number 24 with 47 given up. So that doesn't really help the Wild's case at all. And also they're pretty old. Like, the Wild are old, man. Like 5 of their top 6 players in terms of points are 30 or older. I'm not really sure how teams. Exactly. I don't know how that's going to really take a toll on them after taking such a big break. Are they in shape? Can they get in shape that fast? It's tough to know.
Right.
Is Stalock going to guard the fucking net for them, or is it going to be Dubnyk, dude?
I'm not even going to talk about the defense. We already talked about this, okay?
Let's not get into that again.
Vancouver, on the defensive side, Vancouver ranks 20th in goals per game at 3.1. They've also struggled in shot attempts against, and they have a terrible they're kind of are terrible in that perspective. And their 5-on-5 stats are not great for that. And history shows that no team, has been successful with these type of numbers. So they better either figure that out, or they're just going to be, they may win this series, but they're going to be out real quick, when it actually matters, in a 7-game series. Minnesota does rank 11th in shots allowed per game, which is actually better than average. And they have stronger D stats in terms of their Corsi stats. And they have Ryan Suter, who just eats up minutes. Jaron Spurgeon's back there, and Matt Dumbler back there, pretty solid Ds, which will help stay lucky, Tyler, what do you think? What do you think of the defensive side of the game with these two?
It's going to be a close matchup. Honestly, I think it's going to be on the offensive side where it is, where the difference is going to make. And I think defensively, it's pretty even. But offensively, that's where the Canucks have the advantage, and I think that's where they're going to win. So that's where I'm looking on that side of the puck for that series. Defensively,
Alex, are you shaking your head? You got something to say?
What a moron!
I mean, I'm just putting. I mean, Tyler's an idiot, but that's just a go-to with kind of anything he says. I actually have the Wild winning this series. I did it mostly based off of experience. The Canucks have not been to the playoffs in a while. The Wild are a team that get there every single year and then doesn't feel like they can get past like the first or second round. They've run into the Blackhawks and the Blues and the Predators in their own division, and those are tough teams to get through. I just think experience wins out. I mean, other than Toffoli and Pearson, who have obviously made long runs with the Kings in the past, a lot of that team has never experienced playoff hockey before. And, James, how you were talking about how they're older and can they get back into shape? I'm thinking that it's kind of the other direction, where the break is going to help their legs because they can rest. And if they are in shape, I think the Wild, with their experience, can squeak by. But out of my picks, this is the one I feel the least confident about.
Got it.
But I do have the Wild. I have the Wild in 4.
They can't let the Canucks have a lot of power plays just going.
If they keep it 5-on-5, and they're experienced,
fucked.
they know how to not take penalties. I think they can squeak by. This is like one of the only upsets I picked.
Got it. I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting series either way. I think any of these series are just like a coin flips in some respects. Let's move on. Let's look at the Smashville Predators 6th seed against the Arizona Coyotes 11th seed. We have we consensus have the Preds winning in 5. Nashville has always had kind of a strong, offensive core, but they don't always show up. Philip Forsberg leads the group with his talent and his crazy swagger goals, and he's nuts. They rank 16th in goals per game, so just below average, but they rank a strong 5th in shots per game. So they're getting rubber on twine, and that helps you win games for sure. They've seen some offensive regression under this new bench boss, but they have improved on the defensive side. So you could say you give up some to gain some. Kind of goes that way. The Coyotes, on the other hand, they've struggled offensively. They rank 23rd in goals per game and 14th in shots per game. So they're above average on the shots, but they just can't get it get it in the back of the net. So they just don't produce enough quality scoring chances. Nick Schmaltz is their leading scorer with 45 points in 75 games. That's terrible. And they went out of their way. They mortgaged their future for Phil Kessel and Taylor Hall. They have one player who was a 20-goal scorer this season. Eric, what do you think of this?
Well, I think it's going to be another coin flip series. I think it actually is going to be close. But what you're saying, in the season, if you don't see a guy sticking out with a bunch of goals, that's not good for the season. But it sounds more like they have a lot of team effort in the playoffs. You get Kessel, he's experienced. He's a guy that will start contributing, especially in the playoffs. Taylor Hall has something to prove. He needs to prove himself. He was in that playoff series in the past against the Lightning that we kind of talked about last podcast, but he's got something to prove. And then another guy, Clayton Keller, he kind of reminds me, people are going to probably give me, he reminds me a little bit of a young Patrick Kane. And, it'd be nice to see this guy, Team USA, nice to see him show out in the playoffs and prove himself. So if those three guys can combine and get some goals for them, they could maybe, hopefully, whoever, if it's Pecorine or Saros, they can cause some doubt. And if it's Saros, then he might get pulled right away and Rine's playing. All of a sudden, you're creating confusion with the goaltenders. I think that's the way the Coyotes can pull through.
Got it. Well, for time's sake, I want to save the best for last. Spend a lot of time on this one. Edmonton Oilers, 5th seed versus the Chicago Blackhawks, 12th seed. We have the Oilers in 4. Oilers rank 14th in goals per game, 29th in shots per game. We are dismal in that respect. Our shot temps are just below average, but not too far off the mark. But the Oilers have phenom Connor McDavid and likely Hart winner Leon Draisaitl, who leads the season with 43 tucks and 67 apples, 110 points. He's the only one who's beating, Connor McDavid in terms of stats this season. These two both lead the league in points. They eat up time, and they're pivotal first and second centers for the Oilers. But the Oilers have seen some juice in the latter half, thanks to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Kyler Yamamoto, who've come together with Leon to make a deadly. I don't even call them second line; I call them a 1B line. They are just deadly. They're just eating second lines alive. The big question mark is who's McDavid going to play with, as well as are the bottom 6 going to continue their hot trend that they were realizing towards the end of the season. Blackhawks, on the other hand, rank 18th in goals per game. They have a deadly duo of Kane and Taves, who've just been, they've been veterans for
ever
a long time, and they're just so strong. And they're going to need that going forward. But their new rookie has put up 60. Dominic Kubalik has put in 30 goals in 68 games. So pretty solid for a rookie. And they got Dylan Strome, Alex DeBrincat, Alexander Nylander, and Eric's Kirby Duck showing up the bottom 9. Tyler, what do you think of that? What do you think of this series here?
Yeah, I think the Oilers, just that top matchup with Draisaitl and McDavid is going to be too much for the Blackhawks to handle. They're just such a good duo. I think the Blackhawks certainly can give them a run for their money. I think they have a lot of experience, but they are older. I think the Oilers are younger, got more speed. I think they're just going to outskate the Blackhawks. Also, I was the only one that picked the Arizona Coyotes to win the last series, so I just wanted to put that out there before moved on.
Did you want to give your reasons why real quick?
Just because the Nashville Predators in the last 2 seasons have just disappointed in the playoffs. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I think yes, the Coyotes have been disappointing on offense this season, but they've had a break. Maybe they'll regroup, reset, and then have a good playoff run. So that's what I'm hoping for.
That's fair. Back to the Oilers. Defensively, they rank 15th goals allowed per game. They've also given up we gave up a lot of shot attempts compared to the league average, resulting in a pretty bad Corsi percentage of 48%, which means we don't possess the puck more than half the game. But they have really improved since Kailer Yamamoto came in, and he's really kind of helped our 5-on-5 play. The Oilers rely on our tank and anchor Oscar Klefbom and newbie sensation Ethan Bear. Plus, you can consider Mike Smith a defenseman sometimes because he headsmans the puck better than half of our defensive core anyway, which is weird for a goalie.
Mike Green. My bad.
Yeah. Blackhawks rank just behind the Oil at 16 goals allowed per game, but shot suppression has not been their strength. They rank dead last in shots allowed. They allow 35 shots a game on average. That is not if you're gonna give McDavid and Draisaitl 35 shots, you're in for a world of hurt, I think.
Does Brent Seabrook make any difference whatsoever? Because he's back now.
Okay, yeah. So Brent Seabrook, dude, here's my issue.
Yeah, he's gonna be watching McDavid do this.
Yeah, here's the thing. Those two back in their dynasty days were just very good, very solid. But I think, Alex, you can agree, they've come down from grace. They're not what they used to be.
Yeah, the Blackhawks, even, the duo, it's really like 75% Patrick Kane, who's just still an elite talent, where Taves has really fallen off, which is fine because honestly, fuck that guy. I fucking hate that guy. Yeah, I have the Oilers in 4. I think the goaltending for the Blackhawks is going to be a big issue too. Corey Crawford, same thing. He has not been the same. I believe their backup is Malcolm Subban.
Yeah.
PK's younger brother. He's shown spurts of greatness, but never has really put it on for even like half of the season. He was in there for the Knights for a bit when Fleury was hurt a couple years ago. I can't envision the Blackhawks having enough just overall depth to deal with the Oilers' depth. I've also got, I know it's only $5, but I've got $5 on this series, and I want to win.
There you go.
So, yeah, I've got the Oilers in 4. I don't think the Blackhawks really have that much of a chance.
James, what do you think?
Definitely Oilers in 4. Like, maybe an Oilers in 3. The Oilers just too good in my opinion, man. The Blackhawks used to be really good, but the Oilers, that offense, that first line, there's not much to say about them. They're gonna win.
Yeah, I think I'm taking a quote that I hear from Sportsnet every single day. I feel like that, we got our primary scoring from McDavid, we got our secondary scoring on Draisaitl's line, but that tertiary scoring is what's going to put us over the edge. And if our bottom 6 can provide that, I don't think that the Blackhawks have a chance. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I just don't think that they have the firepower to keep up. But just before I end here, the Oilers have been sporting a 50-50 split for their netminders, give or take. They ranked 14th in save percentage. Koskinen kind of leads the charge there. He's been far superior to Mike Smith. But Mike Smith has helped transform puck movement out of the D zone, as I mentioned. So it's interesting what different type of style play the Oilers, play when they're depending on the goaltender. Chicago boasts better goaltending, but that is kind of misleading because their top performer was traded away, and I think that was prior to the Blackhawks realizing they have a chance to make the playoffs. So I'm pretty sure they're kicking themselves in the ass for that one. But
oh well.
So we'll be against Mike or Corey Crawford, and I'm pretty excited for that. So other than that, that's the West, boys. August 1st, let's go.
All right. Our hockey guy, Tradon, doing hockey things. Thank you very much, Tradon. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Alex, the man who works at 2 breweries, will tell us about his top 10 alcoholic drinks. Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about alcohol. Alex, take it away.
My favorite.
Yeah, for real. I'm drinking Generation 4 from Firestone Walker Brewing Company. brand new beer just came out a couple days ago.
No free
Limited
ads.
edition if you guys are trying to get in there. I don't know. It's really up to you. For you guys in SoCal, you can get it at the Venice Beach location. Tyler and you were there you and I went one time after we went to Dodger game.
We did.
Yeah, so I'm going to do my top 10 alcoholic beverages. I'm not doing specific, like one specific brewery's beer or one specific winery or one specific bourbon or something. It's just going to be pure kind of cocktails or just sort of whatever I feel like it. So number 10, coming in at a surprise, is a good rosé wine.
Hey, yo.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
big
That's for the
surprise.
ladies.
What?
Big surprise, number 10. Okay,
It's 'cause of
on
the
a
ginger.
block
That's cute.
where I live,
That's cute.
Because of the ginger.
Yeah. And when, you know what, when your girlfriend brings home free wine and that's the only thing you've got and you've already chugged like 6 beers, you go, fuck it, whatever. It's hot as balls here.
Yeah, it has to be
Drinking
cold.
anyway.
That's
It
fair.
has to be cold, but it can be very refreshing. If rosé gets too sweet, I'm not a fan, but if it's got a little crispness to it, I'm about that.
I call rosé
number
headache
9.
juice.
That's because
Tyler,
you
you're an
buy the
idiot.
big bottles for $4 and then drink the whole thing and then spend the night in the bathroom.
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem, guy.
Yeah, that's a big Tyler move. Is drink the whole bottle and then throw up the rest of the night.
You know it.
All right, my number 9 is a French 75. So for those of you who don't know what that is,
No idea.
it's gin, fresh lemon juice, simple syrup, and then a good bit of champagne. It can also be
Classy.
very refreshing. Yeah, very classy. There is a local little speakeasy that we go to every once in a while, and that's kind of where I got on that hype train. So French 75, number 9. Number 8 is kind of a new trend, at least for me. It's that hard seltzer life.
Oh, man.
Boo.
Oh, here we
That's
go,
all he
baby.
drinks.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Tyler, calm down. We're only on the number 8.
That's
I
headache
hate
soda.
your list. I hate it so
Headache
far.
soda.
I hate it.
It's threatening his masculinity. That's what it's doing. He's just not confident enough, so he gets pissed.
Yeah, Tyler, come on.
Dude, I'm with you there, man. But I have it a little higher personally, but at least it's on the list.
Specifically, Truly lemonades. If you guys have ever had those, Truly not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. Throw it out to my boy Matt Murphy, who brought me onto those ones. They are very good. They are kind of pricey, but if you guys want to try that one. Number 7, classic mimosa.
Yeah.
Can't go
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
with mimosa brunch.
Talking.
Dude, everyone knows what mimosa is. Fire. I've never heard anyone go, no, I fucking hate mimosas.
Oh, I'm about to
They're
start my
alright.
vacation.
They're alright.
I'm about to
Tradon
start
threw
my
up.
vacation
Oh.
tomorrow or in this week. Dude, mimosas every morning, baby.
Yeah. Boom. Mimosas.
Nah.
Number 6 is a whiskey sour. So you can make it with either bourbon or whiskey. It's got lemon juice and simple syrup in, and then some sour mix, usually with a little maraschino cherry in there. I'm a big whiskey bourbon guy, so that will kind of show on my list. But a whiskey sour, one of my favorite cocktails. Number 5 is just red wine. I'm not going to do it too specific. I don't personally really like white wines, but a good glass of red wine with like a steak or something can't go wrong with that.
Mm,
You like it because it's red?
indeed.
It's how you're supposed to. Okay, I took a wine tasting class in college, and I learned many things.
So many things.
So many things.
There's the class for that?
Yeah. Chico,
Yeah,
baby.
dude, it was 3 whole units. It was.
What is it called?
Very
Is it
serious.
like beerology or something?
It's called wine tasting.
So wine
Well,
101.
like at some schools, there's like viticulture, which is like
That's
the
what it
actual
is.
study of winemaking. This was just wine tasting. We showed up once a week.
Whoa.
We tasted wine, and then we went and got drunk at the Bear
Yep.
in Chico. That's literally all we did.
It was
great.
the top major at
you
Chico
get 3
State.
credits for that?
Yep.
Yeah, 3 units.
Fuck, I went to the wrong school then.
Yeah, you did. It's the most.
Most
Tyler,
popular
remind me
major.
What? Yeah, Tyler, remind me, what grade did you get in wine tasting?
A solid D, baby.
How do you
There we
get a
go.
D in
Tyler
that?
got a
D.
got that D.
D for didn't try. I was
Yeah.
just there for the free wine.
Just there for the free wine.
It was my last semester
okay,
of college.
moving
I
on.
was like, screw it. We're going to do it. Have fun.
Yeah, we needed units,
Yeah, exactly.
Number 4, margarita.
Oh, yeah.
Bomb. First of all, tequila, solid.
Gross.
I personally prefer that blended, but on the rocks, I'm not going to complain if someone hands that to me. You can, with whatever mix you put in there, you're getting different flavors. There's literally, the possibilities are endless. Number 4, margarita. Number 3, so we're moving to the top 3 here. Moscow Mules. Moscow Mules, number 3.
You have the special cupper too?
Yeah, special copper.
Copper cup, baby.
Yeah, if you're drinking it not, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's not even a Moscow Mule
typically,
at that point.
Yeah, it's not. It's like
it's like a mule or
St. Louis Mule or something. So typically made with vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice. But you can make them with any other hard alcohol that you really want in there. But you have to put them in that copper mug, or you're doing it wrong. Number 2 for me, old fashioned. So
yes.
No.
Yes.
Number 1, bro.
Yeah,
that's number 1.
What are you doing,
dude?
That's 1.
Oh. Do you want to wait until I say number 1?
No, dude. I'm done listening.
All right, give us your reason for why it's number 2.
We're done.
Great pick.
Okay.
Great pick.
Thank you, Tyler.
You're welcome.
So,
I got you.
I
was an idiot.
Bourbon, sugar cube, bitters, an orange slice, and a cherry in there. I prefer usually rye whiskey or bourbon in there. I have gone to some places where they add like smoke into the glass after they make it. It's bomb. If you've never tried one of those, go for it. Number 1, drum roll, beer. James.
Yeah.
Beer. Come on, dog.
That's
beer.
Yeah. Okay. I love beer. You're right.
Beer is number 1. I'm sure there are people that disagree with me. But yeah, someone that does work at 2 breweries, it kind of has to be beer. I do have some honorable mentions. I'll throw those out real quick, and then I want to hear ones from you guys that I maybe missed. Jack and Coke, a martini. I personally fucking hate olives, but I know people love martinis, so I'm going to put it on there anyway. Also, James Bond, fucking badass. Cosmo, white wine, and a mojito.
Mojito should have been in the top 10 in my
Muddle.
Yeah, that's my top 10. Eric, you're not looking pleased.
Are you hungover again?
He's not talking. He's hungover, dude. Classic.
No. What's today? Monday? No.
Margarita Monday. Where's you guys' margaritas?
Upstairs.
What about whiskey water? Have you heard of that drink? It sounds weird.
I have.
But it's actually not that bad. But you actually really have to like whiskey.
It's
that's pretty much all it tastes like.
Point? Like either make the whiskey taste good by putting it into an old fashioned, or just drink the whiskey straight and not water it down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, that's what I've been trying to grow facial hair, so I've just been drinking whiskey.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, that's all you need.
No, it's all, you're only gonna grow
Have you
chest
smeared it
hair.
on your
Working.
face? Have you smeared it on your face? That's usually what you have to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I just take a bottle and just pour it on
Is
myself.
that what you learned in wine class, Tyler?
Yeah.
Is that what they
Yeah,
taught you in
Tyler,
wine
you
class?
can't really talk that much about growing facial hair.
Whoa. But
no one wants to see that.
you might as well just take a whiskey shot and chase it with water, because now you're hydrating yourself while dehydrating yourself.
That's true. If anything, that's just being smart and helping yourself last throughout the night.
I'm pretty smart every now.
Hot take from Eric. Take a shot of whiskey and then take a shot of water.
It's like you're breaking even. It's like you're not even gonna feel it. You won't
I
even
don't
feel
think
it.
that's how it works.
Let's try it with Tyler. We'll give him 10 in
We got a
10
fact
minutes.
check on
You won't
that.
even feel it.
Hey, on Wednesday, I'll bring some whiskey. With the Babe Ruth challenge, we'll do that, but just take a shot instead.
There you go.
We'll die.
Yep. That's death.
Don't be a
Alex,
host of one over here.
Yeah, Alex, I love your top 2. I agree with that. Those are my probably
Thank
top
you.
2 as well. Just to throw it out there, what about like alcoholic milkshakes, like a stout milkshake or a Guinness milkshake? Those, I mean,
Yeah.
Or a milkshake IPA.
Milkshake IPA.
Milkshake
Yes.
IPA.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So just come.
Dude, the problem
just
with remember
combining-
those? Yeah, the alcoholic milkshakes, they end up like spilling everywhere, and then probably what's happening is, Tyler, I know you and I have had those at like 3 a.m. after like a full night of drinking, which means you're spilling 100%. There's no doubt that
It's
you're
like
not
wood
spilling.
shavings going all over his mouth.
Yeah.
Fucking
Exactly.
And then it's just too messy. It's just too messy. But
Yeah, then your stomach just hurts.
Yeah, and then you're just
Because they're lactose
too much.
intolerant.
Because Tyler's an idiot.
Yeah, Tyler's an idiot. That's what
Wow.
I call. Who the fuck's that Tyler guy?
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm
there's
sure
my list.
beer.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
also drinking beer right now, so I had to be number one. I think it's just kind of how it works.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for telling us all about that alcohol that you like. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, Tyler's going to tell us all about the MLB again. Welcome back, everybody. And we get to now listen to Tyler talk about baseball, the American League this time. All right, Tyler, you're up.
Thanks, James. All right, so I'm going to go through the American League division by division. I'm going to talk about each team in the order I think they'll place from bottom to first. All right, so we're going to go east to west because that's how the sun goes, I guess. So we'll start.
so fucking stupid.
Start with the
Strong
bottom.
start, buddy.
The sun moves horizontally only.
Shut up, Eric. All right. The Baltimore Orioles in 2019, they finished in 5th place with a 54-108 record. I don't see 2020 being any different for these guys. They're still rebuilding. They have some good talent that's coming up, but they're just not there yet. They're going to finish 5th. In 4th place, I have the Toronto Blue Jays. They finished 4th last year as well, 67-95. They got some good, exciting players in Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette, Biggio. And they have a pretty decent starting pitching. Hyunjin Ryu was their big sign in the offseason. He's going to be their ace.
You miss him?
Yes, I think Ryu's a great pick for them. I was really sad to see him go. I think he's going to be really great for that team. Matt Shoemaker, Tanner Roark, Chase Anderson kind of round out that rotation. I think this team takes a step forward this season, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, though, and they'll finish 4th. At 3rd, I have the Boston Red Sox. They finished 3rd last year as well at 84-78. They got a lot of key players last year who they missed. They lost Mookie Betts and David Price and traded the Dodgers, and Chris Sale is gone for the season with Tommy John surgery. They still have a pretty solid lineup, though. Bogarts, Devers, Martinez, Benintendi, Verdugo. But I think their lack of pitching depth is a big concern for me. I think they have a slight chance of making a wild card spot, but I don't think they will, and they'll finish 3rd. In 2nd place, I have the Tampa Bay Rays. They finished 2nd last year as well. They made the playoffs and lost in the division series to Houston. I think they're a dark horse to win the World Series this year, however. They have a ton of great bullpen arms. They had the best ERA in baseball last season, headlined by Nick Anderson, Diego Castillo, and Oliver Drake. These guys throw absolute cheese, just 100 without any effort, with tons of movement. They're just nasty. And their starting rotation, if they're healthy, is one of the best in baseball. Blake Snell, Charlie Morton, Tyler Glasnow. I think it's going to be a really tight race for that 1st place spot with the Yankees, but I think they'll finish 2nd and grab one of those wild card spots. And then winning the division in 2020 will be the New York Yankees. They won last year, lost in the ALCS to Houston. They finished last year with a record of 103-59. They got Garrett Cole this year, guys. Best pitcher in baseball. Just adds to that depth that they have at pitching. They're a little healthier this year. Aaron Judge looks healthy. Stanton looks healthy. So that lineup's going to be stacked. They have extremely good depth, one of the best or one of the deepest teams in baseball. I just think they're too good not to win this division, even with the Rays creeping up on them. So what do you guys think of that division?
I agree with all your predictions.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the way through there. There's really, the only ones that are really kind of close to me are the Rays and the Red Sox. Like, I had the Rays winning 33 games and the Red Sox winning 32. So in a 60-game season, like, every game really matters, like, big time.
Yep.
So there's a chance that the Rays, if they get hot, or somebody goes down or the Red Sox, if they get hot and somebody goes down for the Rays, that they take that wild card. There's a shot there. I think Yankees for sure are going to win that division straight up. There's no question there for me.
In this shortened season, I actually picked the Rays to win the division. I think that 3-headed monster of Morton, Glasnow, and Snell, if big caveat, if they're healthy, and I think that bullpen is rival of the Yankees. I know, Tyler, you're just saying, Stanton and Judge are healthy. Aaron Hicks is healthy as of right now, but those guys are very fragile. Judge is now in his 4th year. He's only played 1 healthy year. He's not had 2 healthy years these last 2 years. He just had some neck stiffness thing pop up either yesterday or today. Giancarlo Stanton, same thing. Both these guys are fucking huge. They're too big to be playing baseball. Maybe the 60-game season helps because they don't get worn down over such a long amount of time. Luis Severino's out for the year for the Yankees. Tanaka just got hit in the head. He seems fine, thank God. I don't know. I'm going big. I'm big on that Rays hype train right now. I think their pitching staff and their bullpen, they're just going to let those guys fly because it's a 60-game season. I'm just going to let them go. And I got them. I think they squeak it out. I think it'll be super close.
Alex, you got to put money odds for them to win at plus 380. I mean, that's if you're that bullish, take that bet, man.
Do it.
I mean, we can make a bet right now.
Do it.
$100 that the Yankees take the division over the Rays.
James, we're already betting on the Dodgers Angels.
Yeah, let's bet another one.
Stop. We'll talk about it later.
No, seriously, take that bet, man.
Off air. All right, moving on to the AL Central. The Detroit Tigers had the worst record last year in baseball, losing 114 games. Honestly, the best they can do this year is not lose more than 114 games. They're pretty bad. The Kansas City Royals, also pretty bad last year, lost 103 games, finished 4th. They have some good pitching prospects coming through their system, but they're just not there yet. And we need to see a lot of improvement from a lot of the young players like Mondesi, Nicky Lopez, Ryan O'Hearn. Really, that's kind of what they're looking for, some improvement from some of those players, but they're going to finish 4th. Cleveland Indians, I have finishing 3rd. Last year, they finished 2nd, just missed out on the wild card last season. But they do have some great young pitching in Bieber, Clevenger, Plesac, and Carrasco. Pretty solid bullpen. Great lineup with Lindor, Santana, and Ramirez. I think it'll be a tight race in that division. I think this division of all the divisions in the American League is going to be really tight, but I think they finish 3rd. I have the Chicago White Sox at 2nd. Last year they finished 3rd. They got pretty good starting pitching. Giolito had a breakout year last year. I think Keuchel was a sneaky good signing for them, and Gio Gonzalez. And these guys can swing the bat. They got some really good hitters on this team: Grandal, Tim Anderson, Moncada, Jimenez, Abreu, Encarnacion. These guys can rake. I think this is going to be a surprise team, especially with this shortened 2020 season, and I think that they will also take the 2nd wild card. The Minnesota Twins will finish 1st. They won 101 games last year, and they just added more depth to their team in their offseason. They added Josh Donaldson, Kenta Maeda, Rich Hill, Tyler Clippard, and Alex Avila. So already adding to a solid pitching staff in Barrios or Dozy and Pineda. Their lineup: Donaldson, Cruz, Sano, Kepler, Rosario, Mitch Garver, Polanco. Another really, really great lineup. If these guys can stay healthy, they're going to win that division. What do you guys think for the Central?
I have the Indians winning.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have the Indians. I'm not 100% sold on that Twins pitching staff. If Dick Mountain was healthy, which is Rich Hill, Dick Mountain,
Just say Dick Mountain.
There you go.
That's his nickname.
Yeah, that was his player's nickname, homie. Dick Mountain.
What?
Dick Mountain.
What's wrong with him? Why is he not healthy?
He's old as fuck.
Yeah, he's like 40. I can't remember. He fucked it up last year at the end of the season with the Dodgers, but I can't. It's something with his elbow or shoulder, I think.
So he's Dick Dragger now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think, Kopech with the White Sox, he opted out. He's their young guy. I feel like those top 3 teams could flip-flop either way. They're going to beat up on the Royals and the Tigers. I don't know. I have faith in Terry Francona and Francisco Lindor to just kind of carry that team. Shout out to my Kansas City Royals jersey back there. Wore it last year when they beat the Angels down there in Anaheim when I went to see them play. So
Heyo.
pointing that out for you fuckers down there.
Fuck the Royals, too.
All right. Moving on to the AL West. Where am I going to put the Angels, boys? Ooh. Second, first, third, last?
Second, man.
All right. Well, it's not going to be last. The Mariners finished last year, and I think it'll be the same. They're just going through a rebuild. There's not much else to say about them. Texas Rangers last year finished third. Their starting pitching is interesting. I think overall this is an interesting team. Their starting pitching features Kluber, Mike Minor, Lance Lynn. All these guys are pretty solidified starters in the big leagues, but they're also getting a little bit up there in age. So I'm a little concerned about their health and they're able to be effective. Their bullpen is shaky, but has potential. Lineup is full of really average, inconsistent players: Gallo, Odor, Frazier, Chu. So I just don't really have faith in this team being a competitor, and they're going to finish fourth. All right, guys, I got the Angels at third place, which is an improvement from last year. Last year they were at fourth with a 72-90 record. The big thing for the Angels this year is the return of Shohei Ohtani. He's going to be a big person to watch. A pretty good lineup with him in there, along with Trout, Rendon, Pujols. Justin Upton is probably one of the biggest question marks in that lineup. If he can stay healthy and be effective, that adds a whole nother dynamic to that lineup. But he's just a big question mark for me. Like I said, I think this team is going to be a little bit better, but their pitching still lacks for me, and they'll finish third. I'm putting the Houston Astros at second because fuck the Houston Astros. This is definitely a little bit of an emotional pick for me, but I don't care. Obviously, last year they've lost the World Series to the Nationals. We'll see if the sign stealing scandal has any effect on them. They lost the best pitcher in Garrett Cole. They still have Verlander and Greinke. A pretty good bullpen. Their lineup is stacked: Altuve, Springer, Bregman. So I'm just hoping that they just suck for some reason. Honestly, I just don't want to talk about the Astros anymore. So I'm going to go with Oakland A's taking this division.
Wow.
Last year they won 97 games, finished second, lost the wild card game to the Rays. They got some good young starting pitching. They have a really good bullpen, and then Chapman, Olsen, and Semien lead that lineup. I think in a 60-game season, this team's young. They're going to be fired up to win. They want to take down that beast of a juggernaut of the Houston Astros. I think they'll win that division. So that's kind of my little sneaky pick there. So just to go over it overall one final time, in the East I have the Yankees. In the Central I have the Twins. In the West I have the A's, and my two wild card are the Rays and the White Sox. What do you guys got?
Okay, so let's talk about the West before we go too far.
Yeah.
I have the Astros going number one, 36 wins, 24 losses. I have the Angels going 33 wins, and the A's going 32 wins. That's my prediction of it. And I do think that the Angels take that wild card position because they should.
Yeah.
I think that's stupid. Okay.
The Astros are just, you have the scandal and you're emotional about it and whatnot, but they're just too good, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, they still have Justin Verlander. He was hurt before all this shit started. Now he's fine. His groin strain is done. He's healthy. He just came out saying he feels good. And that lineup, man, that lineup is stacked. There's just too much.
They are. I'm just hoping for a disaster. That's really my.
I know. There's a phrase in my world that you can't make investment thesis based on hope because that's not a thing. Let's be real. The Houston Asterisks, the Houston Trash Tros, whatever you want to fucking call them, are gonna get first in the West. Let's be real. And I think this 60-game season, actually, if anybody's going to benefit, going back to what you talked about a couple weeks ago, they're going to benefit the most because going back to what Alex said, they're not going to have time to get hit with pitches, to get into fights, and do any of that. These games fucking matter now. So they don't have time to get revenge now. They can't take advantage of that. Dude, the Houston Astros are just going to fucking sail, and it's unfortunate.
I agree with you. I have the A's. I have the A's winning the division.
Yeah.
I think the Astros will have a little bit of a hangover from all of this. And I'm worried, not worried because I don't feel bad for them because fuck them, but they've got a solid top two. But Verlander and Greinke are both plus 35. They're older guys. there's a decent chance they break down. And then the guys following them is not there. No one's proven. So if I was an Astro fan, I'd be worried a little bit about their starting rotation. So I have the A's winning the division. For you Angel fans, they're a little too right-handed, dude. Upton, Trout, Pujols, Rendon, they're all right-handed hitters. I do think Shohei Ohtani is possibly the most exciting player in all of baseball, though. So shout out to Shohei. I have the A's.
There we go. Let's go A's. I will put money on that one.
Let's go Angels.
Because
I actually think the A's will beat out the Angels in the wild card. I'm with you guys on that one.
I've got Yankees Twins in the wild card because the Twins cannot get past the Yankees in the playoffs. I think they've won 2 out of the last 15 games against the Yankees in the playoffs, something like that. And I really want to see that matchup one more time.
Yeah, that would be cool to watch.
I don't know dick about baseball, but I do have a random quick story that one time I met
Garrett. Doesn't know a lot about dick,
though. I met Garrett Cole one time at a Clippers game like 2 years ago when he was on the Astros, and it was like that scene with Chris Farley in Saturday Night Live when he's interviewing Paul McCartney. He was like, when he's like, hey, remember when you played that song from Abbey Road album? He's like, yeah, I do. He's like, that was awesome, man. That was great. But so when I met Garrett Cole, I was like, dude, all right. Like, I didn't really know who he was. And then my coworker's like, that's fucking Garrett Cole pitching for the Astros. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Talking to him. So you've pitched at Dodger Stadium before? He's like, yeah. yeah. Won the World Series there last year in 7 games. I'm like, oh, okay, nice. That was awesome, man. Well, you ever played at the Angel Stadium? He's like, yeah, we play them every year. They're in our division. It's like,
you fucking idiot.
That was awesome, man. That was excellent.
Dude, Eric, you're so lucky I was not there for that because I would have punched you in the face.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's important now. But you know.
I mean, we're just name dropping people. Like, I've met Mike Trout and Albert Pujols. We're just going to start throwing names out there.
I met Tradon.
Did you know who they were?
I did know who they were. Yeah, Mike Trout and I had a little decent conversation about dogs. It was a great time.
Oh yeah!
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You should have talked to him about IPAs.
I should have, man. Fuck.
All right, guys. That was Tyler's segment there. He covered 15 teams in 15 minutes. Woo! Pretty impressive, guys.
Speed round.
Thank you, Tyler.
Hey, go Ty.
We'll take our last break of the day here, and when we come back, Eric's going to continue with his fast food series. Welcome back, everybody. Last week, it was Chick-fil-A vs. Canes, and it was very well received by just about everybody. This week, Eric talks about the glory of In-N-Out. It's all you, my guy.
Thank you, my brother. So, In-N-Out, founded in 1948 by Harry and Esther Snyder from Baldwin Park, California, a suburb of LA. Headquarters is in Irvine. Tyler
My
wants
front
to-
yard. My front yard.
Guess what? The 4th restaurant of In-N-Out ever is in Covina off of Arrow Highway, which is right where Tradon lives. By January,
This is his address.
Dude, wait, before you go on, I know where that OG is. It's a little hut that's across from my gym. It's fucking cool.
So locations locations of In-N-Out, California, of course, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Texas, Oregon, and surprise, 2021, Colorado. We're coming for you. You're gonna start loving In-N-Out just like we do.
Stoners unite, dude. Stoners unite.
Yep. Everybody unite, bro. January 2015, the 300th restaurant was opened in Anaheim. This generated $558 million annual sales and employed 18,000 people by that time. Let's get into the menu because this is, the most important part. There's 3 burger varieties: the hamburger, the cheeseburger, and the double, which is the 2 cheese, 2 patty. Each burger comes with a bun, lettuce, tomato, onion, and spread. And yes, the spread is fire. Remember, I'm a big sauce guy. We talked about this last week. Spread is mayo. Yeah,
literally
mayo, ketchup, and sweet pickle relish. Alex, I know you're a big pickle guy. Pickle is a key ingredient in the spread. And of course, there's a secret menu because, it's In-N-Out and they're just glorious. There's the 3x3, which is 3 patties, 3 cheese, and you could switch that up, 3x1, 3x2, etc. The highest you can go, I looked this up, 4x4, because in 2004, someone ordered 100 by 100, 100 patties, 100 cheese. Yeah, I was thinking of
he's in the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I was kind of.
And that
yeah,
man
he's right here at the bottom right of my screen.
That was me.
So someone did that. They ruined it for everyone else. But you can go 4x4. There's the protein
asshole.
style, which is the lettuce wrap. There's animal style on the burger, which means it's cooked with a layer of mustard. It includes pickles, grilled onions, and extra spread. Who doesn't love that? The animal fries, which is a big go-to there. 2 cheese melted on top with the spread and grilled onions on top of the fries. With the burgers and the fries too, you can order them well done if you want. You can say regular, well done, medium. You can get a little crazy with that.
That's fucked.
Yeah, actually, I one time did.
People who do that are degenerates.
Someone told me to get well done animal fries, and it just fucked the roof of my mouth up, and it was just trash. It wasn't worth it. I was pissed. It was all my own fault, though. John Sung, you shouldn't have told me to fucking do that anyways.
All about.
You can get sliced yellow chili peppers on the burger, or you can get them on the side with the fries, which are actually pretty good, a little spicy, though. Tyler, it would kill you.
Yep.
There's the Flying Dutchman, which is just 2 patties and 2 cheese. There's a legend that there's a thing called roadkill fries. When I was in Chico as like a sophomore, I was a fat piece of shit degenerate, and I went through the drive-through line one night, and I asked for the roadkill fries, and they were like, "We don't know what you're saying." I drove up to the window, talked to them in person. I was like, "The roadkill fries is the Flying Dutchman on top of the animal fries cut up with the yellow chili cut peppers," and they're like, "We don't do that. Like, where the fuck did you find that?" I think I did find it online somewhere, but maybe secret locations, maybe like the OG one in Arrow Highway Tradon. We have to check.
I'll check it out.
It's really cool, by the way.
Yeah, that sounds fucking bomb.
That does sound
actually, I mean, we might as well do that. You heard it here first, guys. Roadkill fries. Check them out. If they don't know, explain it to them. Yeah, if they don't know, explain it to them, and then make it a staple there. There's shakes, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. The Neapolitan one is the most fire. It's the mixture of all 3. And I did find out that they do grilled cheese. Actually, I knew that, but I did find out that they do hot chocolate with marshmallows. And the chocolate is provided by the Ghirardelli Chocolate Company, which is, in other words, probably pretty fire. I actually haven't had it, but you know, when the weather gets a little chilly around here in California, I'll go check it out.
Frigid 60 degrees.
Yeah, it's hot as shit right now too, and it's starting to get humid. Architecturally speaking, most In-N-Outs are the same. When you walk in, the same layout, the same menu, same bathroom, everything. And if you look in front, there's 2 palm trees crossed, and that's for X marks the spot, and that's how you're going to find the In-N-Out. If you didn't see the big yellow arrow pointing at it from the freeway. I thought that was kind of unique. If you go now, when you go to In-N-Out, check out front, you'll see 2 palm trees making that X. My go-to order is a 3x2 protein style with the cut yellow chilies, because I'm getting the animal fries. I'm getting a side of sliced lemons, so I could squeeze the juice on top, a little bit of pepper to sprinkle on, and if I'm feeling like a fat piece of shit, I'll get the Neapolitan shake too to wash it down.
You're telling me you weren't a fat piece of shit before the milkshake?
No, I just became one. Wait,
Got
no,
it.
I've always been one.
He got a protein style, man, so he's not fat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
What's
okay.
your guys' go-to order? What's your guys'
All right, guys. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
So,
Here we go.
I go 2 double doubles. Okay.
2 double doubles?
2 double doubles. Just chill. That's the first part. Grilled onions, raw onions, chopped chilies, mustard fried. Both of them. I also get an animal fry, and then a shake. But my one knock on In-N-Out is the shakes. It's not as good to me as Chick-fil-A. Like there's a Chick-fil-A here, and there's an In-N-Out right next to it. So I go to In-N-Out, get my food, then I go to Chick-fil-A and get my shake.
Unless it's
That's
Sunday.
that's the ultimate fat ass.
Unless it's Sunday.
Unless it's Sunday, correct? But I'm a fat ass for real.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I agree with the shakes. I'm also a little bit on the minority on this one, but I don't love their fries either. I'm not a huge fan of their fries.
Remember when I told you to get a light well? You were like, "That's amazing." Light wells.
still
Red
not.
Stars are
It's they're
only
still
bombing
in.
if they're
I'm
fresh.
with you,
If
John.
they're
thing
a little
is-
bit older, they're not that good.
Yeah, the thing is like their burgers are so damn good, and another thing is like probably the best pink lemonade you can get is an In-N-Out. If you're a fan of that, I get that every time. Like I cannot
That's
not get the pink lemonade.
Do you put
Um,
vodka into that too, or what?
Wait, you can drink
Absolutely.
pink lemonade again?
Make a little Pink Whitney out of it.
Pink
As long
Whitney,
as there's
man.
not vodka in it, as long as there's not vodka in it, I'm good.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
not gonna have that night again. Dangerous.
Alex, you've been there, right? Please tell me you've been to In-N-Out.
I have been to an In-N-Out.
You didn't just drive through and not order anything, right?
No, I have been. Yeah, my go-to order, always double grilled onions. Depending on if I'm a fat ass or not, I may get or may not get it protein style. Animal fries is like a 50-50, kind of like depending on how hungry I am. It's very rare that I get a milkshake, but every once in a while I do. But it is interesting. So In-N-Out, so from my perspective, I grew up in San Francisco, California. My entire life, they've had a rule or like a city ordinance or whatever that there's no drive-throughs allowed to like cut back on emissions on cars. So I never grew up going through drive-throughs. So there's never an In-N-Out in town because just like Eric was saying, how all In-N-Outs have to be almost exactly the same. All In-N-Outs have a drive-through. It's been a hot point of contention with the city for years. Never going to get one because they're never going to have drive-throughs. Craziness.
Yeah, that's actually crazy you say that because their name is In-N-Out because they were the first drive-through burger stand ever in California, hence the name In-N-Out, and you didn't have to park to go in. But
Yeah,
Tradon,
exactly.
what was your go-to In-N-Out order?
Oh God. Okay. Okay. First of all,
No, I didn't ask you about
Cheated.
burgers, bro. I
it's
asked
just
you
trigger.
about-
a typical
Here we
double
go.
double. It's just a typical double double. But I'm gonna first say I need to give my piece here. I'm very glad this is a Zoom meeting and I'm not right next to you guys. I think that In-N-Out is mediocre.
Wow.
Here's why I say that.
You're a
Here,
fucking
Tommy, kick him.
moron.
No, hear me out.
Tyler, you're
The
not an
fries,
idiot anymore.
Muted.
Wow, you really muted him.
You muted himself.
God.
You muted.
Muted.
I have the power.
Yeah. 10 second penalty.
Freedom of speech,
Wow.
Tyler.
Take time out.
Come on,
All
man.
right.
Freedom of speech.
I mean,
How
you
do I
know,
unmute?
he's free to speak his opinion.
Okay.
He's back, he's
Okay.
back.
I'm not saying it's not good. Here's the thing about In-N-Out, and what I love about In-N-Out is it's always consistent and it's always something like your burger's gonna be good, and it's your fries are gonna be okay, milkshakes okay, whatever. But I just think there are better burgers out there. I don't
Like what?
crave it.
Like
I
what?
I think Five Guys is better. I think
Oh,
that
no.
Five Guys.
Yeah, you just have. I
It
don't
took
know.
five
He's
guys to
Canadian.
make one burger.
He's
It's
Canadian,
not
that's
that
why.
good, dude.
I mean, I just
He's
think it's a
Canadian.
little more. I love the culture that Californians love their In-N-Out, and I think I was there, but maybe I grew up or I turned into an asshole. I don't know. But I just don't think it's as incredible as everyone says it is. I think it's good, and I love how consistent it is. And if I'm craving it, it's easy to go get. And I know what I want, and I know I'm going to get good food. But it's not this like holy grail, in my opinion. But,
Yeah. Well, guys, I mean, once a moron, always a moron. But so, I mean, there is good burger places. I'm just saying, like, for In-N-Out, for what it is, like, it's open till 1:30 a.m.
That's true.
It's drive-through. I mean, you have that option. It's just like the style of it, I guess, So I kind of compare it to other, like five. I like it more than Five Guys. It's way better than What a Trash Burger from Texas. If you ever had it, don't have it ever again. And if you never had it, don't ever have it. It's pretty much better than all other trash fast food places and diners. It's better than Denny's diner. Like, it's better than restaurants.
See, that's where you're wrong. It's not better than restaurants. Come on now.
It's better than Denny's. That's a restaurant.
Okay, yeah, it's better than Denny's. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like there's restaurants that are better.
Okay, but what'd you say?
Is.
So, Eric, would you say it's better than somewhere like Red Robin, who's known for burgers?
Like Red Robin is better, have better burgers, better meat, better.
remember
I
we were
wasn't
gonna-
asking you.
Remember we were gonna blindfold test you with Cane's and Chick-fil-A, right? We're gonna do that.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
I mean, I should probably be blindfold tested with like Red Robin, In-N-Out.
I'm down for that too.
A lot.
I'm down for both, guys. I can eat.
Yeah.
I feel like
Kings
they're
will be
trying to
involved in
get us
all
to
of
buy
them.
them burgers.
Yeah, this is some good content. Yeah, I mean, Red Robin, I've had it before. I don't really remember it. I need to be like blindfold tested for that. I like the Habit. The Habit's like a different style, you know, like it's good. They got different stuff. That's why I like them.
Santa Barbara char, baby.
Yeah, they got the sourdough bread, but we're not talking about the Habit. We're talking about it right now. But there's a good place in Washington too called Dick's Burgers. If you guys have ever had it, or if you ever go there in Seattle, it's pretty bomb. But In-N-Out takes the cake. You know, it's just they got that unique spread sauce. No one's ever gonna have, like, people say it's just Thousand Island. Tradon would probably say it's just Thousand Island.
He
literally said it earlier. Yeah.
A little more sweet, a little more pickly. You know, Alex, we could agree there.
Yeah.
But
Big pickle guy.
the last thing I want to cap off is I don't know if you guys seen the video of that. There's this huge dude in In-N-Out. It had to be staged, and he's sitting in like the corner. Someone they're filming him, and he's just wolfing down In-N-Out. Has like I think like a 4x4 in his hand, and he has a cup full of spread, and he's literally like taking a bite, dumping sauce, starting to like get grease all over his hands. He's like taking the fries, sticking his hands in it. But yeah, it made me think
talking
of
about
James.
Me, man.
Yeah, like I said, it made me think of you. Like if me and you were in there last Saturday at 1:30, it's probably what it would have looked like. You know? But when I saw that, it reminded me of the glory of In-N-Out, and that's what I wanted to cap it off with, guys.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Awesome.
Couple of announcements here before we log off. We will be getting merch. Eric got us some hats, so we'll be doing a giveaway on social media. Reminding you guys to follow social media, like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. That was episode 4. See you next week.